Madam Speaker, I rise to support this proposed amendment, and I have several reasons why I should do so, and I urge the House to also listen to this and reconsider its position. First and foremost, I've read the committee report, and what the committee is saying, there exists regulations, but there has been laxity in enforcing those regulations. I begin by informing the House that regulations are what is known as subsidiary legislation. Subsidiary means they are not to the level of the actual legislation. They are halfway between the laws. And therefore, what Honorable Simon Kingara is doing is to uplift those regulations so that they can become full laws in an act of parliament. It's important to inform the House that the hierarchy of laws in the country is as follows. The first one is actually the Constitution. It is followed by Acts of Parliament. Acts of Parliament are followed by subsidiary legislation, and then we go to the precedents from the courts. So if there is a problem with enforcing regulations, the best way to tackle that laxity is to ensure that those regulations are moved upwards from subsidiary legislation to actual laws in an act of parliament. And this is what Honorable Simon Kingara is trying to do. Therefore, as we debate, may we please know that what Honorable Kingara is proposing to do is not inconsistent with our law-making process in the country. There is absolutely no problem whatsoever with taking regulations from the form they are in to be enforced by a regulatory making authority and moving that to an act of parliament which now behoves on the entire country for purposes of enforcement. So if you look at what Honorable Kingara is proposing to do, it is not in conflict with the existing act. It is also not in conflict with the existing regulations. Therefore, we should actually be lauding Honorable Kingara, because while the committee has expressly admitted that there does exist subsidiary legislation which has problems in enforcing, and we do not know why there are those problems, they need to be explained. Then let us move this law upwards. Let's move it to the Act of Parliament, where even this House can actually question why the country is not enforcing certain provisions of an act of this Parliament. Regulations per se are passed through this House by a delegated legislation committee.
Honorable Gitonga.
Yes.
I have a point of order by the member for Ruaraka.
Thank you.
What is out of order, Honorable Tom Kajwang?
Mr. Speaker, ordinarily I wouldn't raise issues or orders against my brother. He's my senior in profession. He's also the chair of a committee I attend to very odiously, and his knowledge of law is impeccable. But I think I want to discuss with him if he may be misleading the honorable members present on a point of law. If you look at the bill of Honorable Kingara, he is seeking to establish a body that, a mandate which gives policy to the NTCA. I think that is the point. Now, it is that mandate which is the mandate of NTCA under the law as it exists. So it is not a question of regulations. It is a question of the law exists in the same manner and in the same way in which the amendment is proposing.